camera off. I will post this to YouTube after we're done. All right. Well, thank you all for being here for the launch of issue 33. I'm Trish Murphy, and I'm the founding editor of Superstition Review. And obviously, this is a bittersweet moment for me because I did have to make the difficult decision to leave ASU after 31 years. And I am so proud of my 13 semesters. Well, I'm proud of all of my teaching at ASU, but especially my 13 or my 17 semesters running the magazine, 33 issues. I've gotten so much positive feedback from past leadership, from contributors, from students, and I've seen the impact of my work with my own eyes. And though I'm heartbroken that I was not able to help our new leadership understand the value of the magazine so that I could continue it, I feel good about modeling to my students to stay strong and to not stay where they're not supported. So I'm okay. And I want you all to go where you are best supported. So one of the things that helps me is focusing on all of our accomplishments. And what I want to do is share the big accomplishment right now, which is issue 33. So let me know when you can see my screen. You got it? Okay. So I want to show you the beautiful thing that is issue 33. And I want to start with the landing page. Our cover art is by Kelly, who is a visual artist based in LA. And she contributed a number of basket sculptures that are just stunning. And we loved this particular image. Whenever we make the cover, we have to choose something that is tall, tall and thin. And this image worked perfectly. I love the vibrant colors. We always spend some time looking at how it lays out with the other 10 covers at the top. And I kind of loved how these colors played off of issue 30. So it's just such a beautiful cover. I want to thank all of my staff. So Becky, who has been with me for so many years, giving so much lovely advice and wisdom to our nonfiction folks. Claire Lauer has helped with the web design from the very beginning. She was one of my very first advisors. Kristen has been with me for every single issue and such has really helped me become a better reader of fiction. Mark, I have enjoyed having so many discussions about poems with you. It's something we'll have to do, even though we're not doing it formally. Sarah Viren has helped our interview editors write questions that are literally top notch. She is such a good journalist, a skill that I don't have. And so she has helped our interview editors immensely. And I had the joy of working with Turner Davis from Herberger this semester. I was really looking forward to continuing that collaboration. He was so helpful with our art. Um, but obviously, yeah. So Zoe, it's been a joy working with you. Thanks for your work as editor in chief on issue 33. Annika has run our social media, and that's a big task because that's 9 socials. And she just did an amazing job designing content and posting it. Brian, what a joy to work with you for 2 semesters on essays. I loved reading with you. And Charlize, we were going to work again. I'm so sorry we'll miss each other in fall, but you've been amazing as our art editor for 2 semesters. Claire, it's been a joy. And I think you were the one who found those baskets. I'm so grateful. Daniel, how fun was it for us to talk about poems? And just, I enjoyed it so much, and I'll miss meeting with you. Eden was our blog editor this semester and was just amazing, just an easy button, and fiction editor for last fall. She's graduating. Congratulations. Eliza, We were going to work together in fall. I'll miss you, but I'm so glad that we got to work together on issue 33. Faye, it was so fun reading essays with you, and I especially appreciate your help. With both essays and fiction this semester, we did a lot of work with the authors. So we did a lot of revisions and comments and back and forth. So Faye did a great job, and Brian and Eliza too. Grayson, thanks for your work on the blog. Ismail, thanks for reading poems with us. Madeline, your interviews are amazing. I'm so proud of you and so thankful. Maya, thank you for building this issue. The fact that that is a job that exists, I'm so proud of. Noah, you did an amazing job with our newsletters and with our ad exchanges. Phoebe, your interviews are stunning. I'm so grateful that you were able to complete these interviews that touch so close to your heart. Quinlan, thank you for being the guinea pig with our managing editor position. I really enjoyed it. And Rich, it's been an amazing 4 semesters, actually 5 if you count the training. I don't know what I'll do without you. And again, Zoe, you were blog editor last semester. That was so helpful. So I want to show you I'll just briefly show you each of the sections, and then we're going to move on to the rest of our program. We had a lot of really good submissions in art. We do solicit submissions in art as well. So we get about 40 submissions each semester. And then we also supplement that, especially because we have to find a portrait sized cover. And that doesn't always come from submissions. So we had just lovely work from Dixie, Kathy, Kelly, Nam, Rodney, and Slav. I'm so proud of this issue, especially the global reach. Slav is from Sofia. Rodney is in London. We also have some local work. So we have an Orlando, Florida, Los Angeles, California. Kathy is in Florida also. So I hope you enjoy the art. We're very proud of it. For fiction this semester, we have Darcy, David, Fatima, Stephen, and Will. Some wonderful stories here. I know you'll enjoy reading them. Our interview section was so special. Phoebe and Madeline did a strong focus on Asian American authors. I think there was one author who wasn't Asian American actually. So these are just really, really strong interviews. I hope you enjoy reading them. 2 of them were conducted over Zoom. So Gina Chung and Diana. So you'll get to watch those on YouTube as well as reading the interviews. So our group is very highly accomplished. We have people who've won NEA fellowships, who are professors at universities, folks that have published in all of the literary magazines that matter. We have a finalist for the National Book Award, things like that. So I'm just so proud of these interviews, and I can't wait for you to read them. In nonfiction, speaking of proud, we have a collaborative piece by Brenda Miller and Julie Marie Wade. If you were at our launch party last semester, you know that we did collaborative work last issue as well. It's something I really enjoy bringing. So Brenda Miller and Julie Marie Wade. I have an essay by J.D. Isip, Jill McCabe Johnson, Joe Barden, Casey Butcher Santana, and Mark Brazadas. Thank you for being with us here today. And I can't wait for you to share your work widely. And in poetry, just a great poetry section. Anastasia, CD, Ian, Lindsay, Manny, many-time contributor, Martha, Mary B. Moore, first-time contributor, Megan, Ori, Patricia, Rachel, Sarah and Tatiana. So just really lovely work this semester, and I'm so proud to bring it to all of you. We'll be sharing on social networks as well. So I'm going to pass it over now to Zoe, who's going to talk to you about the issue too.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's great to be here with everyone today. My name is Zoe Soderquist. I was the issue's student editor-in-chief, and I was last issue's blog editor. So I'd like to start by thanking everyone who is part of making issue 33 possible, namely Trish, our faculty advisors, our valued contributors, our editors, the trainees and interns, readers, and friends. And thank you to all of you for being here today and supporting us. Without you, Superstition Review would not be where it is now or have accomplished all that we have across the past 33 issues. I'd like to thank every single one of the student editors for their hard work in producing the issue, our advertising coordinator Noah, content coordinator Maya, interview editors Madeline and Phoebe, our editors Charlize and Claire, fiction editors Eliza and Rich, nonfiction editors Faye and Brian, poetry editors Daniel and Ishmael, social media manager Annika, blog editors Grayson and Eden, and managing editor Quinlan. It was a joy to work with every single one of you, and I've gotten to interact with some of you for multiple semesters. Their tireless hard work is what brought this issue together, and we'll get a chance to hear from a few of them later in the launch party, but for now, a big thank you to everyone. And finally, I'd like to give a big thank you to Trish. I'm endlessly thankful for Trish's mentorship and support. I've had the opportunity to work with her for 3 semesters and know the tireless work that she has put into Superstition Review over the years. Her leadership and expertise has contributed to the success of hundreds of former interns, allowing humanities students to realize their passions into a career. Trish remains constantly available to meet and work with us and answer questions and make us feel valuable. I'm sincerely grateful to have had the opportunity to work with Trish and finish out the last issue of Superstition Review. I thank you for everything you've done for Superstition Review, us students, and everyone else who has been affected by Superstition Review and our work. And I'll turn it over to Quinlan, our managing editor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Quinlan Shaughnessy, and I served as issue 33's managing editor. So as Trish said, kind of a new position. So that was really exciting. Basically, this meant that I had the opportunity to aid and observe the workflow of the magazine and get to know all of the interns, which was an amazing experience. I was brand new to Superstition Review when I started, and I feel abundantly grateful to have had this experience, especially now. I'm incredibly lucky to have worked with Trish and Zoe and every intern that has offered me this wonderful conversation, inspiring action, and just this atmosphere of professionalism and respect for the art of writing over the past semester. It's been wonderful. And Trish, thank you for putting your all into this magazine over the years. It will be remembered by every one of us for decades to come and will undoubtedly continue to bless us through career opportunities, connections, and all of our fond memories. May the next chapter of your life bring you as much joy and fulfillment as you have helped bring to all of us.
Ah, all right. Thank you,
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Thank you. Okay, so we've reserved some time right now for the faculty advisors to speak if they like. I know, Kristen, you said you wanted to say a few words.
Yeah, hi everyone. I just wanted to say, I knew from the beginning that Superstition Review was going to be special, in part because Trish is so talented and experienced, but also because her vision for the magazine was clear at the outset. She set out to create a space where writers, artists, students, and readers could come together to celebrate literature and art. And she accomplished that in spades. And SR's reputation for quality writing and art quickly grew. Superstition Review has had an enormous impact on me, both professionally and personally. From being exposed to the wide range of work that writers and artists have entrusted to us, the engaging conversations we have with students while discussing that work, to seeing students apply their learning in such a practical way with an end product that reaches people around the world. And that's an experience that is typically only available to MFA students, so it's really special. Our undergraduate students come from a variety of campuses and programs because SR has been a true interdisciplinary endeavor. It's an exemplar of ASU's one university in many places motto. Sorry, I'm getting pretty emotional, I guess, because it has meant so much to me. Superstition review, in fact, has been my favorite experience throughout my time at ASU. Each semester, I looked forward to finding the pieces that made me wish I had written them, that touched me in some way, whether because I could geek out over word choice or structure, or there was a glimmer of self-recognition, or because it enlarged my perspective and understanding of the world and our place within it. Over the past 16 years, we've curated 33 issues, each a unique snapshot of that semester and the collaborative work that went into the issue, each with its own particular magic. I want to thank Trish from the bottom of my heart for making that magic possible and curating it with such grace. It has been the most amazing ride I could have asked for, and I know so many students who feel the same way. Congratulations, Trish. You and SR will be missed so very much.
Thank you, Kristen. Becky, I think you said you wanted to say a few words.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to say very much at the moment. Famous for losing it anyway. I've been thinking about this opportunity to say something about, yeah, my experience, but also the experience I know the world has had and will continue to have thanks to Superstition Review. It's sort of indescribable. It's that wonderful world of endlessness, I suppose, in a way, you know, of foreverness. And that's such a sort of complicated world. The best thing I could do for myself to kind of process all of this, because it's a lot, and a lot of it is not fun to think about at all. And it brings emotions that I don't want to have and don't want to be associated with something as joyous as literature and art. So I just have been going back through the issues, you know, through the magazines, the magazine, morning, noon and night for the past, I don't know, week and a half or so. And I feel myself going through everything. It's so much amazing memory, you know, from remembering that, oh, this issue came out, you know, right after my dad died, or this issue came out when I was living in California and we were conducting conversations and I was waving from the beach. But mostly what I find are pieces that I brought to my students. And I used to mention this in class, in our conversations with interns, like constantly, you know, my gut feeling about this piece is going to boil down to one thing, and it's just the way it is, what I do. Would I want to take this to my students and tell them not only, you know, to read it, but let them know what our conversation was like, so that glimpse into how we talk about coming to these choices is yet another conversation, amazing conversation. And my own students have been so grateful, and many have asked me to chime in here, and thank you so much, Trish. The reach is very difficult to even to really know. And so, yeah, it's endless and unknowable and absolutely a diamond of literary magazines. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky, and thanks for all your years of hard work. Mark, did you want to say anything?
Yes, of course I do. Yeah, I'm all of a sudden quite emotional too. So gathering those thoughts might be a little difficult. Again, I guess, just want to start off by welcoming everybody and congratulating everyone on the work. Those of you who have worked on the journal in past semesters, and especially this semester, because I know the feeling for everyone is one of having the rug pulled out from under you. Rather than being able to sort of like celebrate fully the issue and the work that you guys have done this semester, it's been overshadowed by the larger sort of ending of the magazine. So appreciate that you're all here today, and happy to be able to say a couple of things about the magazine. For a lot of us, I think that it feels sort of very personal. And so maybe I think what I've been reflecting on the most is maybe not the personal aspects of, how the magazine is coming to an end, but maybe the larger sort of context we find ourselves in as editors, as writers, as readers, right? I'm in no way suggesting that their superstition, has been censored in any way, but the support, the funding, right? The is not there anymore, right? And I think this is part of a larger situation we find ourselves in, right? An anti-intellectualist argument against the university, right? General censorship of progressive ideas, the voices of others. I think one of my proudest moments in the college is when we put together our diversity, equity, and inclusion issue several semesters ago. We're at a time in our country where we are sort of being relegated to the corners, right? The funding for arts in general, the funding for magazines. And I guess I also just mean to say support, right? I think when we talk about funding, it's one of the largest sort of misnomers here. Art has its own value, right? That seems to be something that ASU's current administration seems to not understand. And so that is quite frightening, right? The relationship of student movements right now are becoming very clear, right? The activism that you all put together to try to keep the magazine together, right? Is definitely tied to larger demonstrations, student demonstrations going on around the world right now. Access to reading and books is one of the key conversations that artists are having about the situation in Gaza right now. Unfortunately, this is sort of the larger sort of situation I see us in. And so the challenge now is, as editors, as readers, as writers, right? We have more of a responsibility, I think, today in Arizona, at Arizona State University, to keep up the work that we have been doing. And sometimes that takes us back to the personal and back to the work we're doing at home, reading, writing, editing. I appreciate you all being here.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks for that larger context too. I think that's really important. So I want to do a quick highlight of some of some of our past accomplishments, and then I want to invite comments from the rest of our group. So so we put this together. We've had over 18,000 contributors from all over the world. So a truly impactful publication. I've worked with over 500 interns, and one of my great joys is stalking all of them on LinkedIn and seeing the amazing jobs that they have. And I'm not going to lie, I'm over on Instagram too, looking at your babies. But I feel just such a great sense of community. That was something that was so important to me about the magazine, a great sense of community with all of our contributors and all of our interns. And one of the things that I'll really miss is having the platform to share about all the good news. I still have this knee-jerk reaction whenever a past contributor posts about winning an award or a book. I always want to send it to the blog editor and say, "Oh, blog post." So maybe in my next life, I'll figure out another way to formalize that joy and that literary citizenship and that community that I feel, the grateful feelings that I have to all of our people. Zoe put together these numbers too, that we've had people, over 7,000 fiction submissions, over 10,000 poetry submissions, 2,000 nonfiction, and 1,000 art. So even beyond just the numbers for who we've included in the magazine, these are the people who felt that they would trust us with their work. And I think that reach says a lot. And thanks, Zoe, for putting those figures together so that we could share them. And now I just want to open up the floor for anyone else who would like to add some comments.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Eden. Yep.
Hi, I would love to just say I was the blog editor this semester and fiction editor last semester, and Superstition Review has just been the experience at ASU in my 4 years. I'm graduating this week, and this has just been the experience that's made me most excited to go out into the world of publishing and pursue a job in English, in the humanities. More than anything else, it's showed me that like this is what I want to do and be a part of the writing community. And in addition, just the opportunity to actually do work in my undergraduate time that actually impacts the writing community directly. So much of the work we do in English in the humanities just stays in the classroom in our essays. Professors are the only ones to read it, but like with SR, we actually got to create things that benefited other writers and the community that we want to be a part of. So yeah, I will forever treasure this opportunity and thank you all so much.
Thank you, Eden. And is this your fiance?
This is actually my older brother.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay. Hi, older brother. Good to see you. Eden.
It's okay. That happens to me too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I should say Eden's getting married this summer, so that's why I assumed. I'm happy to see your brother too. Thank you so much for your kind words, Eden. And,
Thank you, of course.
And you promise you will keep in touch.
Yes.
Anyone else like to speak?
Hi, I'd just like to add on to what Eden was saying. I was a fiction editor last semester and blog editor for that. And with the arts, it's such a nebulous thing to connect like a talent or a passion to something you can apply and actually put out in the world. And I still have this question that I think of every semester I'm studying something or writing something of like, how do I turn this into something that is more than myself, or it's just like, let's just a career, a tangible thing you can either make money off of, or at least, make friends or any kind of connection that beyond the reading or writing component. And the fiction editor experience was the first time that I actually felt like I was actually connecting all of the times that I've been in workshops, to actually creating something that other people can benefit from. And now I still kind of have this thing where I think about, well, what other kinds of internships are there that do the same thing, or other like career opportunities for someone like me? It's sparse out there. It's not easy to find something like that. So, thank you for the opportunities.
Antonio, it was such a joy to work with you, and it means so much to me to have you here today to speak. Thank you for your kind words and all of your hard work on the magazine. Would anyone else like to say a few words?
I would, if you can give me a second.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you, Trish, for everything that you've done and all the hard work you've put in with Superstition Review. it certainly changed the trajectory of my academic career and now my actual career. And I'm blessed enough to be still working in the literary community, and I love it here. And I never thought that that would be a place that I would wind up, and I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope that Superstition Review stays live on the internet somehow, if it's possible. And I know I'll let you know that I certainly would be happy to contribute to that effort if that's required. Anyway, thanks again. I appreciate all you've done.
I appreciate you, Beth. It's been a great joy of my career to work with you.
I feel the same.
And yes, we are, we don't know if the website will stay up, but we are in the process of capturing the entire website in PDF format to give to the library so that they will have it at the library. And I do have to let you know that I have a meeting next week with the metadata librarian. And I have to tell you that his last name is Dietz, which kind of made my year.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to say a few words?
I'm a bit far away from the current interns group, as my issues were back in, gosh, 2018, 2019, I think. But it was pre-pandemic. It was in the midst of my undergraduate. But I was incredibly fortunate to work as one of the fiction editors and then as one of the social media editors. And I just wanted to say that it was an incredible time to kind of play off of what was said earlier, to be able to take what is discussed in theory in the classroom, where you understand these nebulous concepts, but only so far as it's on the whiteboard and in your homework and talked about with the instructor, to actually be in a dynamic environment and actually see the way in which certain structures and certain play of words and the way that the actual process lives and breathes out in the world, and actually be able to interact with that was such a incredible experience that really allowed me to think about literature in a different way. And same with even when I worked with the social media editing, it was a way to learn. Of course, you're drilled in as soon as you're a university student of how to communicate professionally, and you have to conduct yourself in this way. But it's not just that, but how you actually interact with the people. And that was a very enjoyable, very interesting challenge to take on, was how do you interact with an audience? How do you interact with people who are already there? That you are now kind of stepping into these shoes and hoping you do it right, because you have a whole bunch of eyes watching you. But it makes it enjoyable because there was such a community around me, and I knew I could reach out to Trish if I needed help, and I had everybody else, to play off of and to learn beside. And so I just want to thank you for the wonderful opportunities that you provided me, and for the wonderful experience that is, will continue to be, even if it's in the archives of Superstition Review, because it truly has been something special. And I agree that it was that feeling of the rug kind of being taken out to suddenly see this thing that you almost like always expect it to see. It's like, oh, you always know that that tree is going to be there as you're like walking every day, and then suddenly it's gone one day, and the whole walk just feels wrong. So it was definitely a shock, but I'm grateful for the time and opportunity that not only myself was given, but everybody who has been able to have that chance to work with Superstition Review. So thank you very much.
Bryn, I love your discussion of audience and that notion that, I mean, there are so few places where you walk into a role and you have a true, real audience, and a wide one. And
Oh yeah, and it's no small feat being, your first time in there and having that big of a spotlight, but it's enjoyable. It really is.
Well, it was a joy to work with you, and I so appreciate you being here to say some words. Would anyone else like to say a few words?
I'll I'll go, I think. Hi. Trish, the way Bryn described the tree being gone, that's exactly how this feels. It's kind of weird. I know that I'm a managing editor at Bodega because she reached out to you, and I wouldn't have known about that opportunity if you hadn't been there, if Superstition Review hadn't been there. And I became friends with writers and other poets and editors. I see them every year at AWP, which I still go to, and my first one was with you. And it's wild how it's not like the publishing industry has completely disappeared. It's still there. It's still there. And having something like SR to give students an opportunity to see the inner workings of a magazine uh, is invaluable. And so it's blowing my mind that they are pulling the funding and that they don't think this is valuable. And I don't know, it's really sad. So but best of luck to you on whatever you do next. And I know you'll be traveling the world and enjoying yourself. So I think I'll probably just run into you in South Africa or something, and and it'll be amazing.
Denise, it's been such a joy to see your success and your achievements and your activity and your literary citizenship. It's been a joy. And yeah,
Thank
the
you.
relationship isn't over for sure. Okay, I see Brooke would like to speak. Brooke, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I am overwhelmed. I can't believe this magazine is coming to an end. Um, I worked on the first issue. We had 3 editors. We had a poetry editor, a nonfiction editor, and a fiction editor, and that's it. We were a small but mighty crew. Superstition Review has meant so much to me. Thank you. And my career took a little bit of a turn. I write for the architecture and engineering industry. So I work for an engineering firm, and my job can be very sterile at times. My writing is interesting for sure. My job is to make engineers sound like people. That's what we like to joke about. And a few years in, I really was struggling with losing some of the creativity and just feeling so lost. And being a grown-up sucked. And Trish, I reached out to you and you put me in touch with another poetry student. And if that doesn't describe Trish, I don't know what does. Like, how amazing, right? Like, still there for her students years later, right? Like, just I didn't know what to do, and I knew Trish would help me. And that is your legacy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Part of that interaction with that student brought me to a little bit of a change in my career, trying to focus on the stories we're telling. My job touches the world. We're trying to rebuild coastlines. We're trying to improve our infrastructure, make sure horrible bridge collapses never happen again, things like that. Like, it is a very meaningful job. And I'm really proud to say that my firm likes to focus on story and make sure that we are telling the human element of what we do. And my job is integral to that. But because of your influence, Trish, because of working with you, working with another amazing writers, amazing professors, just amazing resources, I've felt like I could do that. You've empowered me, I guess is what I want to say. So thank you. And this magazine will live on no matter what. So mwah.
And please know I'm not going. So I'm PCM at asu.edu. I'm always here. I'm always here. Thank you, Brooke. I think I saw Phoebe raise her hand. Did she drop in and out? Oh, there
Yes,
she is.
so
Hi.
I'm so sorry. Technology is so hard. I accidentally clicked a button and poof, I was gone out of the meeting. But I prepared a little something. I just wanted to say about my time here at Superstition. Superstition Review has allowed me to connect with an amazing literary community formed by our talented contributors, dedicated SR staff, and wonderful readers. Working as interview editor for 2 semesters, I've had the opportunity to speak to authors I deeply admire, which is such a dream for a reader. And I really just wanted to thank Professor Murphy for founding the amazing publication that is Superstition Review. Trish, you are a rare teacher where every student who works with you feels your deep care for their well-being, their growth, their success. As a student who's been fortunate enough to receive your guidance and kindness, I can say that I am forever changed by your support. Trish, you've worked on this magazine with your entire heart, and its pulse can be felt through every page of Superstition Review. So thank you for everything, Trish, and thank you to Superstition staff for creating a magical 33rd issue.
Thank you, Phoebe, and thank you so much. It meant so much to me when I asked you to, you know, touch on your own experience in your interviews, and you embodied that so beautifully. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Trish. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else want to say a few words? Comments, questions? Yeah, Kathy.
Yes, I'd just like to say how fortunate I feel to be part of this magical last issue. Just thanks, everybody. It's been good to get this insight.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sending us your work.
Thank you.
Any last comments? All right. Well, thank you all so much for gathering today and for everything, all of the support. It means so much. And enjoy issue 33. It's really beautiful. I'm so grateful for all of our contributors and faculty advisors and staff for making such a beautiful artifact. Even in this difficult time, a difficult situation. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Eden, I did that to somebody the other day. She was with her brother and I was like, is this your husband? Sorry about that. You look a little like Billie Eilish and Phineas over there.
That's so funny. No, that's totally okay. Yeah, I've been telling my brother about the plight of SR and he's been very invested. So he wanted to be here today to send off the issue 33.
Oh, that's so kind. That's so kind.
Well, best of luck to you. We will keep in touch for sure.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. Take good care.
Bye.
Bye, Quinlan. Thank you. Do you want to have a chat with me? Because I'll close this out.
You can. Is Avalon a student?
Yes, I think Avalon probably stepped away.
Okay. Do you want me to give you a call?
Yeah.
If you don't have time.
Yeah, you can give me a call.